Hello. Alright, let's get into a trade recap today of August 12th, 2026. I have no clue what I'm doing wrong. This was a super A+ trade that got stopped out, and I honestly have no clue why it lost, but let's get into it though. Starting off on the daily, we were trending higher. We had this V-shaped recovery into a monthly gap, strong disrespecting bearish gaps, all of this low resistance leading up to all-time highs. We left these somewhat equal highs here. We have the high is 30,076, and over here we have 30,073. So those are very relative equal highs on the daily time frame. Same thing on the 4-hour, right? 4-hour. We had this 4-hour gap below that was generated with data. So we had CPI today. Took out data high with this inversion play here. Now, this data low does not have to be returned to because it is a protected low with an SMT inside of a higher time frame fair value gap on the hourly. So these data wicks, statistically, they get returned to. However, this one is protected after sweeping an hourly gap and has an SMT. That's why I wasn't too worried about this data being taken, and I wasn't bearish at all, especially because I wanted these daily highs here. Such a strong draw being those relative equal highs. So preferably I wanted to see, this was kind of my scenario. So we accumulate pre-market, this accumulation zone here, and then we get some higher time frame. We manipulate at 9:30 here into a higher time frame fair value gap, and then get a V-shaped recovery inversion to target those relative equal highs on the daily time frame. So that was kind of the idea coming into the day: generate liquidity, AMD, distribute higher. So that's exactly what happened. So we tapped into this 15-minute here, which ended up getting inversed, but it wasn't inversed yet. We tapped into this 15-minute, which was a very like high probability area to reject off of, and we saw the rejection as soon as we got this strong 5-minute inversion to the upside, and that's what I took. So there was internal AMD on the 1-minute, accumulation, manipulation, pre-distribution inversion, expecting distribution higher, confirmation on the 5-minute, and obvious break-even point being the 9:30 wick here, targeting the relative equal highs on the daily. Let's talk about my checklist though. Was MES in a place of distribution? Well, yes, it was, because it was also inside of this 30-minute gap, and we had the inversion on the this displacement candle here after hitting the 30-minute gap that was here. So ES wasn't in a place of distribution. I mean, I don't know. Really textbook Judas swing. I guess the reason I lost maybe was not all the time frames inversed. The 5-minute, the highest time frame, the 5-minute inversed, but the 3-minute didn't. I guess that could be a reason. I mean, maybe we're trending to data, but it doesn't have to get returned to just because it was protected with an SMT, or it's high resist, or it's not. I wouldn't consider it high resistant, but it is somewhat protected with this SMT here, as well as the hourly gap getting hit down there. That's why I wasn't too worried about it. But really, just 15-minute tap, 5-minute inversion, obvious break-even point targeting daily relative equal highs, ES in a place of distribution. I mean, really textbook trade here. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I took today. And yeah, that was the trade. So peace.